You probably believe you are doing the right thing when you place your favorite meals in the fridge. It feels safe, it feels smart. But what if those very cold leftovers were quietly putting your brain and heart at risk? I know that sounds unsettling, yet many seniors have written to me saying I had no idea cold food could silently affect senior health. Thank you for this wake-up call. Their words echo what so many of us feel. Surprised, even shocked that something so ordinary could carry hidden danger. Have you ever popped a slice of pizza into the fridge or saved bananas and tomatoes on the cold shelf just to keep them fresh? It seems harmless, doesn't it? But as we age, our circulation grows more fragile. Blood vessels lose flexibility. Our brain depends on steady flow, and small changes can matter. Everyday foods once friendly in our 40s can suddenly become tricky in our 60s or 70s. The truth is, cold leftovers are not always neutral. They can quietly tip your risk of stroke while you sleep. John, a man in his late 60s, told me, "Doctor, no one ever explained this. I thought keeping food cold was always safe." That is the reality for many of you people our age who never imagined the fridge could be both a friend and a foe. This isn't about fear, it is about awareness. When you know what your body struggles with at night, thicker blood, slower flow, fragile arteries, you begin to see how something as simple as eating cold leftovers could change your tomorrow. Tonight, before you place that plate into the fridge, pause and ask, could this safe choice quietly burden your heart or brain? We will explore it together, from tomatoes that lose their healing antioxidants, to pizza and fried chicken that thicken the blood when eaten cold, to creamy desserts that stir up inflammation. Each one carries a hidden story. And in the middle of these stories lies one food so common, so familiar, you've certainly eaten it cold many times. That is where we begin. Let us begin with something so bright and familiar, the tomato. You slice it for salads, sandwiches, or a quick snack. But here is what most people never realize: when you place cold tomatoes in the fridge, they slowly lose their natural healing power. A University of California study found that refrigeration reduced lycopene, the antioxidant that helps calm inflammation in your blood vessels. That means the very fruit you thought was protecting your heart may be giving you less support, especially when your circulation is already fragile with age. John once told me, "Doctor, I eat tomatoes every day because I thought they were my shield." He was right to believe in their strength, but he had no idea about this hidden weakness. Imagine wanting protection and ending up with less of it. That is what happens when tomatoes lose lycopene in the cold. For seniors like you with arteries that already work harder every night, this small loss matters. It may not hurt in one meal, but over years it can quietly add up, chipping away at your vessel health. Think of your arteries as gentle garden hoses. When they are smooth and flexible, blood flows easily, nourishing your brain. But when inflammation rises because of lycopene deficiency, those hoses stiffen. The flow slows. Small irritations form along the lining. And for someone who already carries high blood pressure or diabetes, even these micro changes can be dangerous. This is not about fear. It is about awareness. Knowing that chilling tomatoes can lower your natural defenses gives you the power to act differently to keep those hoses flowing clearly. So what is the better choice? Keep your tomatoes at room temperature on the counter. They taste sweeter, they protect you more, and they stay closer to the way nature designed them. If you already have some in the fridge, do not worry. Just shift your habit starting today. Try it tomorrow. Place them in a bowl by the window and notice the difference. And remember, tomatoes are only the beginning, because the next food we explore is a sweet favorite trusted by many, but tricky when kept cold: bananas. Now let us talk about another trusted friend, the banana. Soft, sweet, full of potassium, most people believe it is the perfect heart food. But when bananas are kept cold, their story changes. Studies on cold water show how low temperature can trigger vasoconstriction, meaning your blood vessels tighten. The same reaction can occur when your body processes chilled, dense food. It seems small, yet for seniors, even slight narrowing in circulation can make the difference between calm nighttime rest and hidden vascular strain. Riley, a viewer in her 70s, once said, "I never thought cold mashed potatoes or chilled fruit could mess with my circulation. This changes how I see senior health." Her surprise is the same surprise many of you feel. You trust bananas to be gentle, but chilled bananas can nudge your arteries into subtle tightening. And when blood vessels lose flexibility with age, the tightening is not harmless. It quietly raises the heart's workload and reduces oxygen flow to your brain at the very hours you need repair. Imagine your small vessels as country roads at night. When they are open, blood flows like traffic moving smoothly home. But chilled foods cause vasoconstriction, shrinking those roads, slowing the cars, and forcing the heart to push harder. In clinical studies, simply drinking cold water produced noticeable blood pressure spikes in older adults. Now think about eating a cold banana before bed. The same kind of constriction can quietly make your heart struggle in silence. You may only feel it as cramps, dizziness, or restless sleep, but deeper stress is hidden inside. So what is the wiser step? Keep bananas at room temperature. Let them ripen gently on the counter. If you truly enjoy the chill, slice one and cool it briefly before eating instead of long storage. Just try this tomorrow. Notice how your body feels when your vessels are not under cold stress. Such a small habit change can lighten your heart's load. And if bananas surprise you, wait until we look at the next food one we almost always refrigerate: the leftover slice of pizza. Now let us open the fridge door and face a favorite comfort food: pizza. Who has not saved a slice for the next day? It feels like a small reward waiting for you. But eating cold pizza, especially chilled pizza at night, carries a hidden risk. That slice is more than dough, cheese, and toppings. It is a package of refined flour, saturated fat, and heavy salt. When eaten cold, it can thicken your blood and quietly stress your vessels right when your body should be resting. Many of you have said, "I never thought pizza could touch my circulation. I only worried about my weight." I understand. But the truth is, it is circulation that suffers first. Research published in the Journal of the American College of Cardiology showed that after a high-fat meal, healthy adults experienced postprandial endothelial activation. Their vessels stiffened and their protective lining became less flexible. If you are older, that impact is even stronger. And if the pizza is cold and greasy, the stress on your circulation only grows heavier. Picture your bloodstream after eating a cold slice late at night. Triglyceride levels climb within hours, making your blood thicker like syrup instead of water. During sleep, circulation naturally slows, and the heart pumps with less force. Add heavy fat and salt, and your vessels are forced to work against sticky, sluggish blood. For seniors with high blood pressure or diabetes, this is a silent storm. You may not feel pain immediately. Perhaps only restless sleep, morning heaviness, or dizziness. But inside, your arteries are quietly straining. So what is the safer path? If you crave pizza, reheat it before eating, or enjoy it earlier in the day when your circulation is more resilient. Just try this tomorrow. Notice how a warm slice feels lighter on your body. Small changes like this can spare your heart hidden stress. And remember, pizza is only one part of the story. The next food is even more tempting, crispy and golden, but once it cools and sits in the fridge, it becomes a true vascular irritant: fried chicken. Now let's face a food many of us secretly love: fried chicken. Crispy, savory, comforting, no one denies the joy it brings. But what happens when that drumstick cools in the fridge? Eating cold fried chicken is not just about texture. Once fried oils are chilled and reheated, they begin breaking down into lipid peroxides, compounds that irritate your blood vessels. Scientists have shown that repeatedly heated oils damage endothelial function, the very lining that keeps your arteries smooth and open. It is one of those scary everyday foods you never suspected. I hear this often. "Doctor, I thought leftover chicken was safe, as long as it wasn't spoiled." And yes, it may not make you sick immediately, but the damage here is subtle, silent. Imagine your blood vessels like soft, inner walls of a riverbank. Every bite of oxidized oil is like tossing sharp pebbles at those walls. For seniors where circulation is already fragile, this irritation can quietly build into stiffness and blockages. The danger is not dramatic, but that is what makes it deceptive and frightening. A review from the Cleveland Clinic emphasized how oxidized fats, like those found in cold or reheated fried foods, spark inflammation and impair endothelial function. Think of it this way. Your arteries are designed to stretch and cushion every heartbeat. But when inflammation keeps poking them, they lose flexibility. Blood cannot glide as it should. At night when your heart is resting, this added stiffness makes it harder to deliver oxygen to your brain. What feels like a harmless leftover drumstick can quietly raise your stroke risk while you sleep. So what can you do? If you really want leftover chicken trim, away the breading and warm the meat gently. Pair it with fresh greens to ease the burden on your vessels. Just try this tomorrow. Notice how your body feels when you lighten the load. You do not need to give up what you love, you only need to help your body handle it better. And if fried chicken makes you pause, wait until you see the next food. Creamy salads, cool and innocent looking, yet quietly troublesome. Now think about those creamy bowls sitting quietly in the fridge. Egg salad, tuna salad, or macaroni mixed with mayonnaise. They look cool, smooth, and harmless, but the longer they sit, the more trouble they can bring. Research on mayonnaise shows that even under refrigeration, oils inside are prone to lipid-oxidation, forming unstable compounds. Over just a couple of days, these changes can create microtoxins that irritate blood vessels. To the eye, the salad still looks fresh. Inside, though, it may already be stirring silent inflammation. One woman told me, "Doctor, I always thought mayo kept food safe. Cold means safe, right? I know how natural that sounds." But the truth is different. The USDA reminds us, these mayo-based salads should be eaten within 3 to 4 days, or they quietly become risky. For seniors with circulation already strained, those hidden changes in fat and protein can burden the arteries, making blood less smooth and vessels less responsive. It is the kind of subtle risk that hides in plain sight, waiting in your refrigerator. Picture your blood vessels as narrow garden paths. When the lining is calm, blood flows like a gentle stream. But when lipid oxidation products slip into your system, it is like throwing tiny sparks onto dry leaves. The lining reacts, swells, and loses its ease. Over time, that inflammation stiffens the vessels, slowing your circulation and straining your heart. You may only notice it as a heavy head in the morning or swelling in your ankles, yet inside these microtoxins are nudging your body closer to dysfunction. So what can you do? Keep it simple. Eat them fresh. Make smaller batches. Store them in airtight containers. Just try this tomorrow. Prepare only what you'll finish, and notice how much lighter your body feels when it is not fighting hidden irritants. You do not need to give up the salads you love, only treat them with more care. And if creamy bowls can hide quiet threats, what about those salty, crunchy vegetables in jars? Pickles and canned foods, though familiar, can be even more demanding on your arteries. Now picture that jar of crunchy pickles or a can of preserved vegetables. They taste sharp, refreshing, and almost guilt-free. But hidden inside is something more serious than flavor. Most pickled veggies and canned foods are packed with sodium, not just a little, but enough to quietly shift your blood pressure overnight. A large meta-analysis showed that higher sodium intake directly increased arterial stiffness, one of the earliest signs of vessel aging. For seniors, this stiffness is not just numbers on a chart, it is a real risk for stroke. Many patients have told me, "Doctor, I snack on pickles because they're low calorie. I thought that made them safe." I understand. It feels like a harmless habit. But sodium works in silence. For older adults, too much salt pulls extra fluid into the bloodstream, creating blood pressure fluctuations right when the body should be resting. You may not notice more than a pounding head or swollen ankles in the morning, but inside your arteries are straining against higher pressure. That strain, repeated night after night, becomes a heavy burden. Think of your arteries as flexible straws. With balance, they bend and cushion every heartbeat. But when sodium is high, they stiffen like old plastic that refuses to give. Blood flow becomes turbulent, and your heart must push harder. The American Heart Association warns that even modest increases in daily salt can accelerate vascular aging. A salty pickled veggie before bed may feel refreshing, but inside it is setting the stage for stiffness, making circulation slower and less forgiving. It is one more example of how everyday foods quietly raise stroke risk. So what is the gentle shift you can make? Rinse your pickles before eating. Choose low-sodium versions when possible. Just try this tomorrow and see how much lighter your body feels without the extra salt. These are small steps, yet they protect your vessels in ways you may not see, but will surely feel over time. And if salty jars can carry such hidden weight, imagine what cold, creamy desserts can do. Sweet on the tongue, but inside they thicken the blood and stir inflammation. That is where we go next. Now let's turn to something sweet, comforting, and almost irresistible. Ice cream and chilled, creamy desserts. A scoop of vanilla, a slice of cold cheesecake. It feels like a gentle pleasure, especially at night. But these cold, creamy desserts carry a cost most people never see. High in sugar and saturated fat, they can thicken your blood and stir silent inflammation. Clinical research in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition showed that just one high-fat meal was enough to impair endothelial function, reducing the flexibility of blood vessels within hours. One senior told me, "Dr. Dessert is my comfort. It helps me sleep." I understand that feeling. But what if that comfort quietly strained your heart? When desserts raise triglycerides and blood sugar, your blood becomes sluggish. At the same time, inflammation markers like C-reactive protein can rise. For you, that means circulation slows just as your body is supposed to be repairing overnight. It is not about guilt, but about awareness. What feels soothing in the evening may actually be burdening your vessels when they are most vulnerable. Imagine your veins as soft garden hoses. During the day, they can manage extra flow. At night, they are supposed to relax. But when fat and sugar from cold, creamy desserts hit the bloodstream, blood thickens. Its viscosity rises like trying to push syrup through a straw. Your heart must pump harder, and microclots can form more easily. You may not feel pain, but restless sleep, morning fog, or heaviness in your chest can all be quiet signals. Over time, this repeated strain weakens the very circulation that keeps your brain clear. So what is the wiser step? Eat smaller portions, enjoy them during the day, or swap for fresh fruit at room temperature. Just try this tomorrow. Notice how your body feels when it rests. Without heavy sugar and fat pressing on your vessels, you deserve sweetness that comforts, not harms. And if desserts can silently weigh on your circulation, think about another classic, mashed potatoes. Soft and familiar, yet when stored cold, their starch transforms in ways that can unsettle your digestion and blood flow. Now let's talk about a comfort food nearly every family table knows, mashed potatoes. Warm, creamy, and filling, they remind us of holidays and home. But once stored cold, something changes inside. When potatoes are cooled, their starch undergoes retrogradation, turning into resistant starch. This shift can actually lower blood sugar spikes, as a 2019 nutrient study showed chilled potatoes reduced glucose and insulin after meals. So the story of cold mashed potatoes is not all bad. Yet for seniors, there is another side that often goes unnoticed. Riley once said, "Doctor, I never thought cold potatoes could affect my circulation. I only worried about taste." Her surprise is common. Resistant starch can be useful, but chilled potatoes can also trigger gastrointestinal fermentation, making digestion slower, producing gas and pressure. For older adults, that abdominal tension is more than discomfort. It can push against the blood vessels in the abdomen, reducing smooth blood return to the heart. What feels like simple bloating can quietly translate into poor nighttime circulation and heavier strain on your vessels. Imagine your gut as a traffic circle. When food moves smoothly, blood flow in nearby vessels also flows smoothly. But with heavy gastrointestinal fermentation that circle clogs, gas and pressure slow digestion, forcing blood vessels to work under strain. At night, this sluggish process can leave your legs feeling heavy, your sleep restless, or your heart pounding harder. Even though the nutrient study showed some benefits for sugar control, seniors must remember, not all benefits cancel out the risks. Digestion, circulation, and heart function are always connected in fragile ways. So how do you enjoy them more safely? Keep portions smaller. If you reheat cold mashed potatoes, add olive oil. It soothes digestion and supports vessel health. Most importantly, avoid drowning them in salty gravy, which adds pressure your vessels do not need. Just try this tomorrow. Notice how lighter, warmer potatoes leave you calmer at night. You deserve comfort without silent strain. And if mashed potatoes can surprise us, wait until you see the next food, those colorful pasta salads, cool and festive, yet heavy with fat and salt, hiding in every bite. Now picture that bowl of pasta salad from yesterday's gathering, or the container of gravy tucked in the back of the fridge. They look harmless, waiting for one more serving. But cold combinations of pasta, mayo, cheese, and salty meats can be deceptively heavy. And those leftover gravy and sauces made from drippings harden with fat as they cool. Studies in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition showed that fatty meals increase clotting activity and the blood-raising levels of factor VIIa and encouraging fibrin formation. Many seniors have told me, "Doctor, I thought pasta salads were safe if they stayed cold. I know how comforting they seem." But hidden inside is a triple threat: saturated fat, sodium, and preservatives. For older adults, this mix doesn't just weigh on digestion, it thickens the blood. The gravy is worse. Once cooled, fat solidifies, and your body struggles to break it down. This heavier blood challenges your arteries, slowing circulation at night. What seems like a simple leftover can quietly push your vessels toward dangerous strain. Think of blood after a cold, fatty meal like a river after a storm. Instead of running clear, it's full of sludge, moving slowly, building pressure along its banks. That is what happens when triglycerides spike and fibrin formation increases, making clots easier to form. At night, when your heart rate is low and circulation naturally dips, this is the perfect setup for silent clotting. You may wake up only with heaviness in your legs or fatigue, never realizing your vessels were battling all night to stay open and flowing. So how do you protect yourself? If you enjoy pasta salad, use whole grain pasta and swap part of the mayo with yogurt. For gravies and sauces, skim the fat before saving and reheat them thoroughly before use. Just try this tomorrow. Notice how your body feels when you lighten the load of salt and fat. These small shifts reduce stress on your arteries, giving them a chance to stay flexible. And now we close the fridge door and turn to the bigger picture, how all these foods together shape your risk and how you can take control. At the very beginning, I asked you, is food in the fridge always safe? You believed cold leftovers were harmless, maybe even healthier. Now you know the truth is different. From tomatoes losing antioxidants to bananas causing circulation strain to pizza fried chicken and creamy salads raising hidden risks. What felt safe can sometimes burden your brain and heart. This is not to scare you, but to help you see clearly. The fridge is not always your shield. Sometimes it quietly works against you while you sleep. But here is the good news. You do not need to give up all the foods you love. You only need to change how you keep and use them. Reheat pizza instead of eating it cold. Leave tomatoes and bananas at room temperature. Skim fat off gravy before storing. Choose low-sodium pickles. Add olive oil when reheating potatoes. These are small practical steps. They do not take joy away from you, they protect it. Your favorite meals can still comfort you, but now they can do so with safety and wisdom. So I want to ask you something simple. If tonight you decide to warm up your leftovers instead of eating them cold, will you leave a number 1 in the comments? And if this information was new to you, maybe a wake-up call, will you share it with a friend your age? Every small action, one number 1 share, could protect a life. You never know who is silently at risk sitting across from a fridge trusting in safe food. Your comment might be the reason they discover a change that saves them. Your journey matters. Your brain deserves clear flow, your heart deserves ease, and you deserve peaceful days ahead. Every meal, every choice is an opportunity to honor your body and extend your independence. Do not see this as loss. See it as love for yourself, for your family, for the mornings still waiting for you. Tonight as you open your fridge, remember, you have the power to choose protection. And when you choose wisely, you will sleep lighter, breathe easier, and wake with a stronger tomorrow. That is the gift you can give yourself today.